What's up, gamers? We are back with more Starfield. Picking up right where we left off. I didn't even wait. I immediately started a new stream. And it sounds like the audio is behaving itself, so we're going to carry on with this Ryujin Industries faction quest. Just a few more interactions, a few more quests to bang out, and we'll be back to the blind content and blind reactions. Thank you, everyone, for your patience while I replayed through some missions to make sure we had working audio and stuff for them. So we're here. We sort of had to end the last stream, the last video abruptly. But we're here. We've gone to the orbit of Saturn, where the Datura is. We need to... Well, we've been asked to kill this person by Simon Ryujin, but we're going to try to find a way around that. I can say Simon Ryujin sent me to kill you. I can just be straightforward. But I think we'll be a little cryptic at first. I'm here to save your life.
Oh, yeah? From what? You're the only thing around here that looks like a threat to me. So, give me one good reason why I shouldn't feed you to the void.
Oh, that's so interesting. So when I did this before, and I chose that dialogue option, Sarah and Barrett both liked it, but so did Andrea. This time through, Andrea doesn't like that. I don't know why. I'm kind of annoyed by that because I'm trying to progress things with her. I'm a little bit behind with her progress in this timeline. Nothing I can really do about that. There are some things that are better about this timeline that I've already discussed in the previous video, so we're just going to carry on and hope that things progress with her. This is a bit of a weird dialogue choice because I haven't yet explained to her why I'm here, but how do you know him?
You think I'm answering any questions? Think again.
I'm here to discuss an alternative to killing you.
Alright, who sent you? I'm not going to sit here and believe you found me to start threatening me out of convenience.
Simon Ryujin sent me.
I knew it. You'd think by now he'd realize how futile his efforts are. And you think you can somehow, what, get him to forget a 5-year grudge?
See, Simon, of course, led us to believe that she was hunting him and that he had no idea why, but apparently he has a grudge with her, and let's see if we can find out some more about that. Don't you want Simon to leave you
I
alone?
admit, it'd be nice to be able to relax a bit.
What's this grudge
What
about?
are you, a therapist? It's none of your business.
Okay, fair enough. You give me your gun, and this all goes away.
Yeah, right. You know I'd never... Oh. I get it. Alright. You can have Ember. But you'll have to come aboard to get her. You have my word, you won't be harmed. For whatever that's worth.
Yeah, not worth much, but we'll board the ship. Dock with the Datura. I like her ship design. See, she's got this docking port on the bottom of the ship, which, as far as I'm aware, is not possible to do in the shipbuilder, actually. It'd be cool if it was. I don't know, maybe I've just never tried to flip the docker. Did y'all just hear that weird sound? I think that might have been a glitch. Malai Liskova. Nice to meet you.
I'm impressed. Simon managed to find someone with guts to come after me. I suppose it shouldn't surprise me that he wants Ember as proof of this. He knows I'd never part with her.
Yeah, that's the idea. So what's the deal with you and Simon? There has to be more to it.
We were a thing for a while. Until the coward sold me out.
His ex,
I'm sure
you see.
he regrets it, considering I survived the attempt on my life. And now, I live to blackmail him and make his life a living hell. So if Simon told you I wanted him dead, it's a lie. I want him very much alive and suffering.
Just two exes that hate each other trying to ruin each other's lives. A story as old as time. So what's the story behind Ember?
The first time Ember and I met, she was pointed right at me. And then backfired on the gloating bastard who thought he'd won. She saved my life more times than I care to remember. In my line of work, we're always in and out of the fire, if you know what I mean.
I'll take her off your hands.
Oh, will you? You really think I'd let you just waltz onto my ship and I'd hand her over?
I
If
mean,
you
that's
knew
what you implied would
anything
happen.
about me, you'd know honesty isn't my strong suit. The only
Ah.
truth here is that I've intended to kill you since the moment you set foot on my ship.
No harm will come to you. I give you my word for what that's worth. Apparently worth nothing. Less than nothing, if you will. Why even bother accepting my hail and letting me board in the first place?
Your ship, of course. I'd hate to risk damaging something I could easily sell. Plus,
Fair,
this
I
way I
guess.
can simply climb aboard to see if there's anything of value, rather than have to sift through debris. Any access cards I need, I can just take off your dead body.
Yeah, well, she thinks ahead, I guess. Yeah, if you want to come out of this deal alive, I'd rethink your position.
I'm pretty sure I've already made up my mind.
Very tempted to skip right to this one, but... Just hand over the gun. You'd hate to be running for the rest of your life.
I suppose you have a point. I already have enough targets on me as it is. Okay. Fine. You've compelled me to hold up my end of the deal after all. You get Ember, I'll disappear. Besides, I like to think of this as just a temporary arrangement. She's always found her way back to me before. Why should this time be any different?
How do I know I can trust you? I mean, I can't, right? I'm curious to hear how she responds to this question, though.
I already gave you Ember, and the truth is, you don't. Something you may want to keep in mind next time you make a deal with a total stranger.
I mean, honestly, good advice. Just keep up your end of the deal.
Oh, don't worry. I see this as some well-needed, dare I say, deserved time off. I'm looking forward to the fresh start. I guess Simon chose wisely. For once. Now get off my ship. I've got an identity to arrange and a vacation to plan.
All right, Malai, I'm leaving. Nice doing business with you, I guess. Even though you threatened my life twice. Yeah, that's definitely the bottom of her ship.
Ship's clear. It's just us among the stars again, Captain.
Okay. Let's return to Simon.
The community center on P1 is a good place to connect with others. Or
Ooh,
fulfill
talk
any
with
spiritual
Andrea.
needs you may have.
Excellent. I was hoping to see that pop up. 797 days without incident is quite good. For Cydonia, at least. Alright, Andrea, Cydonia is like the noisiest place in the universe.
The UC
So let's
Exchange is a great place to buy your weapons. Just make sure to keep them.
let's step back outside and have a little chit chat before we continue here. Andrea, you want to speak to me?
I have been thinking about what we talked about before. The idea of purpose in one's life. We spoke of the difference between having a purpose and having goals. I believed myself right in the moment and dismissed what you were saying. But thinking more, perhaps I have been arrogant to assume I am right. I have been single-minded in my pursuits. I have always believed the decisions I made were necessary, that there was no other option. I have sacrificed much to be where I am now. And I'm starting to wonder if it has been worth it.
You're the only one who can answer that.
I know. I have told you that I am not one to discuss my past. And yet,
I'm not sure what dialogue I want to pick here. I guess I'll just stick to what I chose in the past timeline. And,
why have you gone quiet?
just live with it. She responds kind of weirdly to this. Whatever you've done, I won't hold it against you. But I'm worried that picking something else is going to, I'm worried that picking "we've all done things we regret" will lead me, will end up becoming a thing I regret. So let's, whatever you've done, I won't hold it against you.
No, that is not what I'm trying to say. I promised to provide for my family. That meant working with smugglers to procure supplies we could not acquire any other way. I have spent my adult life away from my home, jumping from one planet to the next, living in dangerous conditions, often surrounded by violence.
Everyone's had their share of hardships.
This is true, but I have only experienced my own. I was convinced from the beginning that it was unwise to let anyone get too close. I had, maybe not quite friends, but people I cared about. Yet there was always a distance I could not reach across. I often find other people complicated and confusing. It seemed easier to not become attached, especially when circumstances meant I might never see them again, with no warning.
We're social creatures. Life is better when we're surrounded by others.
Until now, I have disagreed strongly with that idea. But therein lies my concern. What I am trying to say is that I now wonder whether it has been the right decision to distance myself from others.
Well, I'd like to come closer to you, certainly, Andrea. Don't let this get in the way of our mission. Everybody has baggage. It's how you deal with it that matters. Keeping things bottled up isn't a good idea. No, I'm here for you if you need me.
I appreciate that more than you know.
Okay. Let's get back to it, shall we, Andrea? So it's kind of awkward talking to the NPCs when they're in their spacesuits like that, but I think we would have been constantly interrupted if I tried to have that conversation with her in Cydonia, so...
Be careful down near the mines and enter any active...
Just because the governor's office is right there on the main level doesn't mean it's not secure.
Governor's office is on the main level. Man, I'd like to go meet the like, can I meet the governor? I feel like I maybe missed a whole side quest with the governor when I was here previously. Simon.
Look who survived the devil herself. Well, either that or you decided to pay up.
Malai said she didn't want you dead. You lied to me. This information better be worth it. That woman was a real piece of work. I mean facts, but... I've got the gun, now let's see that information.
So, that lying she-devil finally got what's coming to her. I've been looking over my shoulder for the past 5 years now, just wondering when she'd show up to put a bullet in my chest.
Sure you have. I'm not going to tell him that because it's not true. What are you going to do with Amber?
I haven't given it much thought. The truth is, I never thought I'd see it. The only thing I know for sure is that I'm sure as hell not going to use it.
Yeah, it'll backfire on you, according to legend. I think you owe me some information now.
Just allow an old man a moment. It's strange. I always imagined I'd be happy knowing she's gone. Perhaps I've been running so long now that it will just take time for the relief to set in. You know...
Yeah, she's definitely
why
gone.
Why don't you keep that gun of hers? I think it's time I left the past behind.
Oh, thank you. Moving on is for the best.
Let's hope you're right. Now, back to business. The information I have is on a deal for something called Project Dominion. I'm giving you 2 slates. They contain surveillance and interaction data for Stanley McMillan, the Infinity rep, that I obtained myself. I'm also giving you a 3rd slate because you're going to need to download the files on Project Dominion off his computer yourself.
Any idea what Project Dominion is?
Best guess is it has something to do with Infinity getting into the neuroamp business. Stanley McMillan seemed to think Ryujin would be the one company threatened by this news, so their entry must involve something big.
Got it. That's all I need.
Nice doing business with you.
Alright, audio Stanley McMillan added, file Stanley McMillan added, untraceable storage slate added. Let's go duck into this corner. Andrea's with me, right? Oh yeah, there she is, okay. And I screwed up last time I tried to do this, so I only ended up listening to one of these audio slates and not the other one, and I lost track of it in my inventory. So we've got audio Stanley McMillan and file Stanley McMillan. I'm going to start with the file Stanley McMillan, which I've never seen before, because I lost track of it in the previous timeline. I've also got Ember, which is so cool looking. It's just a Solstice pistol, but it's got a really cool skin. I tried to return Ember to his ex. I went back to the orbit of Saturn. I was able to redock with her ship and everything, but I wasn't able to pursue any dialogue with her to return the gun, which is a real shame. It would have been a neat Easter egg if you could actually bring it back to her and give it back, because she has that line about it always seems to find its way back to me, right? But I'm not going to do that in this timeline since I know it's useless. So I just figured I'd mention that. Yeah, let's start with the file. Schedule: leaves Lux condos for work at Dymo Star Yards. Leaves for lunch at 11. Frequents Jane's Goods. Returns to work. Remains at office until his day is over. Leaves work for the Broken Spear. Returns to Lux condos. Oh, so this is like... This is his schedule that I can take advantage of to do my espionage, but we won't need all that info. We should be fine. Audio.
What the hell are you doing in this dump of a city anyway? You draw the short stick at work or what?
Infinity sent me to get Deimos to bite on a deal. He's even got a catchy code name. Project Dominion.
Sounds like world domination to me, buddy. I'd buy into that in a heartbeat.
Right? I'm telling you, this Project Dominion is the real deal. We ought to be selling this to Inception or Quantum.
Hell, you should be in the Astro Lounge making Ryujin Industries beg for that tech.
Ha! That'd be the greatest irony of them all, but not this baby. Dominion is finally gonna put Infinity first. We'll beat Ryujin at their own game.
Yeah, interesting. Got Stanley to open up a little bit too much at the bar. That's how our contact here, Simon. Yeah, how our contact here, Simon, got his information. So many S names. Simon and Stanley, either of them could be the S from all those emails we've deleted. Or that could just be another third person named S. So Stanley's still not at his desk. I really want to talk with him. What time is it? So it's 1:12 p.m. So he must be at the lunch that we read about. I'm going to pass some time so that we can have dialogue with him, but we'll take advantage of him not being here too. Ooh, hold on. Shoot, hold on. I want to make sure we're hidden for this. Alright, so this is the important one, so let's do that one last. Meetings. Talking points for Dymo's presentation when? 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Ooh, a 2-hour meeting. Rough. Where are your desk? Teleconference. Guests Nina Hart and Lucas Drexler. Status accepted. And we've got the inbox. This is from Nina Hart. Be prepared. Hey Stanley, just checking up to make sure you're properly prepared for this meeting. Lucas expects you to be prepared, so be sure to at least be familiar with the reps that are coming. Don't expect me to cover for you this time, Nina. The marketing executive director at Infinity Ltd. I can't speak. Cillian Cambrel, IT maintenance. Greetings! Several of our servers will be briefly coming down for maintenance. Some remote users may experience an interruption in connectivity service with Infinity Ltd servers. The maintenance and reboot should be brief. Maintenance window 3 a.m. to 3:15 a.m. Please direct any questions or concerns to the IT department via our ticket system. Very standard corporate email. From Elise Ortiz, your trip. Hi Stanley, below is your itinerary for your upcoming trip to Cydonia. Please remember to log all receipts for reimbursement upon return. Transportation on Trident Luxury Lines Transport B Class. Wow, fancy. New Atlantis to Cydonia. Accommodations Lux Condominiums for 7 days and 6 nights. That is a long stay for just this one meeting. And Alice is a receptionist at Infinity. Harmon Spalding, congratulations. Maybe this is S. Congrats on the deal, Stan. Told you things would be looking up. This is your chance to get back on track. Drinks tonight? I'm buying. Again from Nina Hart. Good afternoon. As you know, our deal with Quantum Synergies has fallen through, right? We sabotaged that deal. This makes our focus on selling Project Dominion even more important. We have our first meeting with Deimos Star Yards just around the corner. Stanley McMillan has been chosen to head this up. This is our #1 priority, so any requests coming through from either Stanley or myself in regards to this deal should be considered critical. We expect your full support. Regards, Nina. Oh, wait, was there more below that? No, that was the last one. Okay. Deimos Star Yard presentation. We have the locked file, Project Dominion. Let's read about the Deimos representatives first. We've got Chief Executive Officer Mason Stedman. Sell concept of the guaranteed deal. Reviving the Deimos name. Senior VP Nora Morowitz must be on board. Stedman's most trusted advisor. Sell on job security and control. COO Jamal Gershin. Sell on advantage over competition. Chief Security Officer London Fjord. Sell on reducing risk. Stress shielding component in the works only if brought up. So he's got these little notes on like how to appeal to these different representatives of Deimos about whatever Project Dominion is. Speaking of Project Dominion. Oh, we gotta hack this additionally. Okay. Yeah, that, and then this. And then this, and then this. That was pretty easy. Loading presentation. Error. Failed to run. Cannot open file. Requires additional decryption. We'll download it at least. Downloading. Warning files are encrypted. Additional decryption software will be required to run. Download complete. File saved to external device.
Please try not to alert anyone to what you're doing.
We'll be fine. So now my mission wants me to return to Ularu at Ryujin Tower, but I do want to talk to Stanley. He had some interesting dialogue when I encountered him here before. I'm not sure where he is, but I'm going to try waiting a couple hours to see if he shows up. Just wait a couple hours.
I found an old Earth book the other day. Swear to God. And it wasn't even Dickens.
It's like a running gag in this game that all the old Earth books that anyone brought with them are Charles Dickens. He is still not here. Let me go ahead and look at that. We got that file about his itinerary. So 7:30 a.m. he leaves the Lux Condos for work at Dymos Star Yards. At 11 he leaves for lunch. So I'm gonna advance time to 10 in the morning and see if we can catch him here before he leaves for lunch, but after he's arrived. And if he's still not here, we're just gonna give up. It's a shame. He had some dialogue about hating being here on Cydonia. Well, I'll run through the dialogue he had if we can't find him. So it's 3 p.m. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 a.m. Let's just hope no one questions why I'm just waiting here in this telecommuting office for 16 hours sitting in this chair. It's kind of awkward. I'm just such a big fan of Stanley. I want to meet the guy. It's possible me advancing the quest as far as I have already will prevent me from encountering him, which would be a real shame. But if that happens, I remember his dialogue. It's not a lot, just a little bit of flavor, you know. I like that sort of thing, but
It makes a great conversation piece.
not the end of the world if we can't get that dialogue.
It's been a pretty good year.
He is still not here. That's so weird.
The higher-ups will definitely be pleased to hear that.
I
don't know what to make of that, really, so let's go ahead and just pause the game so we don't get interrupted by all the Cydonia noises. So basically, you talk to Stanley. He's grumbling about how much he hates Cydonia. He hates that he's had to come here for business. He much prefers New Atlantis. He doesn't understand why Deimos wouldn't send representatives to New Atlantis for a meeting because he feels like they'd have a great time getting off of this rock. He's not a fan of Mars at all. He complains about his accommodations. He makes fun of the fact that they're called the Lux condominiums because he feels like they're anything but luxurious. And he mentions he's working on a big deal, but he can't discuss the details. He also mentions he had too much to drink the other night at the bar, and he let a little bit too much slip about the deal. We, of course, have the recording of that conversation that he had with our contact, Simon, which is, obviously what he's referring to in that regard. He also has this weird dialogue where he implies that they've reached some sort of agreement with quantum energies, or whatever they're called, which is sort of a little immersion breaking because that's the opposite of what actually happened. But of course, when you look on his computer, you see that email about the deal with quantum synergies, I think, falling through. And that's really it. That's all you're missing. It's a shame that we can't hear from the horse's mouth. That poor voice actor is not going to be able to be featured in my videos because of
Careful near the railings on the upper
what
levels.
happened. Maybe if I'm feeling particularly ambitious, I'll edit in.
Particle detonation imminent.
Stay.
Maybe if I'm feeling particularly ambitious, I'll edit that into the video at this point. But if this video just continues from this point, I was too lazy to do that. But trust me, you're not missing much. So that is it. Everything from this point on is completely blind. I never returned to Ularo at Ryujin Tower. And I never did what I'm about to do next, which is Freight Fright for my friendo, Dennis. Let's go travel to the ship and see if we can find out what happened. to his shipment and, you know, I guess to the crew as well. Freighter site? Right. So this is interesting. It definitely looks like it just landed here. This isn't very far away. This is only 1,000 meters away from my ship, from Cydonia. So they landed out in the desert here, but they are practically at the Star Yard. We can see the Mars launch pads over there, not too far off either. What is this? 1,000 meters that way?
Review?
I don't know. Oh, natural. Okay. Hear the sound of a ship landing, so I don't think that's related to this quest, but I just want to make sure. Just need a little reminder of what this quest wants me to do. Having it selected might help also. The manager of the Cydonia UC Exchange, Dennis Averin, is missing a shipment. The ship itself did not land where it was supposed to. I volunteered to help investigate. And my quest objective is to enter the ship, so let's go ahead and do that.
Heat leeches. Charming. I suppose we should eradicate the infestation.
Ah, heat leeches. Heat leeches took out the crew and caused the ship to have to do an emergency landing, I guess. I mean, I see no reason not to loot people while we're here.
Come, meet your death.
I feel like it's maybe overkill to like shoot these things,
And once again, we are triumphant.
Exterminate heat leeches. Check the cargo. Found Dennis's ship, but it appears the crew is dead and the ship is overrun with heat leeches. I should eliminate them and check all the cargo before returning to them. This is a very big ship, so this is probably going to be a bit of a long search. Andrea's wearing her spacesuit, excuse me, so it's, I assume that they lost atmosphere in here as well. Probably due to the heat leeches. It's probably honestly the main thing that caused our crew to lose their lives. Just trying to be thorough. Looks like this ship's pretty straightforward. There's lots of doors that lead to the same places. Things are hard to hit. Thanks for having my back, Andrea. I couldn't even see what was attacking me there. So I think I've exterminated the heat leeches. The game now wants me to check all the cargo. Check cargo? You inspect the cargo for damage. You sift through various consumer goods. Everything seems remarkably intact. Yeah, I think my friendo is going to be very happy that all his cargo's intact and not care at all that the entire crew's dead. Check cargo. You inspect the cargo for damage as you root around the contents of the container. Nothing. Noting some ruined consumer goods inside, a heat leech squirms out of the container and drops to the ground. Well, I guess all of Dennis's cargo is not intact. That's too bad. He's going to be sad about that. You inspect the cargo for damage. As you open the container, something squirms out and drops to the floor. It's a heat leech! This quest is a little hilarious, a little ridiculous, but okay. You inspect the cargo for damage. You sift through various consumer goods. Everything seems remarkably intact. You inspect the cargo for damage as you root around the contents of the car. Well, blah, 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 blah. As you root around the contents of the container, noting some ruined consumer goods inside, a heat leech squirms out of the container and drops to the ground. Oh. Hello? Where did that heat? Oh god. Oh god. Wrong button. Clicks. Trying to reload my gun. We for sure did not just kill that heat leech. It ran away, I guess. Where did it go? Hello?
Where have they gone?
It's actually actively running away from me.
You cannot beat me.
There we go. You inspect the cargo for damage. These goods seem mostly intact outside of some superficial damage to the packaging. You inspect the cargo for damage. As you open the container, something squirms out and drops to the floor. It's a heat leech! Ah.
I heard something.
I killed that one nice and quick before it could run away. You inspect the cargo for damage. These goods seem mostly intact outside of some superficial damage to the packaging. You inspect the cargo for damage. As you open the container, something squirms out and drops to the floor. It's a heat leech! Oh no! You inspect the cargo for damage as you root around the contents of the container, noting some ruined consumer goods inside. A heat leech squirms out of the container and drops to the ground. I'm trying to read these too fast and it's making me stumble over my words. Sorry about that. I like how every time that there's a new heat leech, it updates my quest objective to like, oh, you gotta exterminate the heat leeches again. And then it switches back to just checking the cargo. You inspect the cargo for damage. These goods seem mostly intact outside of some superficial damage to the packaging. I think that's... Oh, we missed one over here. You inspect the cargo for damage. You sift through various consumer goods. Everything seems remarkably intact. Alright, now time to return to Dennis and let him know the situation. Some goods were damaged. The entire crew is dead, but I've taken care of the heat leech infestation, and he should be able to come and retrieve his goods that remain intact and can still be sold. I do wish there was a fast travel to like Cydonia Core, kind of like there is one to Neon Core. Unfortunately, every time you travel to Cydonia, you need to...
quite lucrative if you survive.
Yes, Andrea. Unfortunately, every time you travel to Cydonia, you have to go through this additional loading screen at the airlock.
Watch out for the robots. They're surprising.
Watch out for the robots. They're surprisingly sneaky. It's funny.
Ever been to Aquila?
have been to Keel. Love that place.
You
Hey,
did not
Dennis. I
find
have
my
some good
cargo
news
ship
and
yet,
some bad
I
news.
take it?
Mostly bad news.
Ah, welcome back. Will you tell me the word on my ship? Anything?
The ship crashed. It was full of heat leeches, but the cargo seemed intact.
Oh, no. I hope they did not get into my cargo and ruin anything. As for the crew, I assume dead, yes? That is too bad. Too bad. But you found the ship and its cargo, and that is good at least. I will send someone to retrieve it now that you made it safe. Thank you. Maybe I will have more jobs for you. If you want.
Yeah, I'd love that, Dennis. I like working with you, man. Let me talk to him again and see if he immediately has more
We
jobs.
got a lot of good stuff here. Come take a look, eh?
I came back to ask if you had any more work.
Ah, plenty. I've always got work to do. Oh, wait. You mean more work from me for you? As a matter of fact, I do.
Oh,
You know
nice.
how I have
Another
that
side quest.
shh business on the side? Well, I could use some help acquiring more goods to sell. How would you feel about obtaining them for me?
Yeah, I never saw anything he was selling that was like hush-hush. But he did imply that he supplies all the needs of the people here, and not just the legal pertaining to his role as UC distribution needs. These items wouldn't happen to be illegal, would they?
No. Well, they may not be entirely legitimate, but I assure you, they're not exactly illegal either. You'll be
Not
obtaining
exactly
equipment
illegal.
from renegades, enemies of the settled systems. So really, you're doing everyone a favor.
Oh, interesting. Sure, you can count on me.
Excellent, friendo. I have a buddy who gives me information on where to find renegades throughout the stars, and I will give this information to you. You will go there and get the items I need from them. One thing, though, I don't want to hear details on how you get them, but you will likely need to use force, so be careful. And try not to damage the merchandise.
Of course, yeah. Don't want to damage the merchandise. It's definitely the most important thing.
Had to cancel my vacation. Again.
All right. I mean, let's continue doing quests for Dennis as long as he's willing to give them out. Let's go to the abandoned mine on Europa, apparently. I don't know that I've ever been to Europa.
And
Europa's interesting, I believe, and I may be mixing up my planets, but it's one of the prime candidates for us finding life, extraterrestrial life within our solar system. There's surface of the planet is covered in ice, but we have evidence that there are vast subsurface oceans. And again, I may be mixing this up with a different moon, but I think Europa's the one. Feel free to correct me in the comments if I'm mixing that up with a different moon. It's one of the moons around one of the gas giants in our solar system. I didn't even look, but Europa... Yeah, a moon of Jupiter. I think Europa's the one. Alright, let's do it. Just wanted to make sure Andrea was coming with me. Oh, we got some other ship landing. This seems like a regular old ship and not starborn or anything fancy, so... Ooh, that was a weird... I just saw what looked like a really weird pop-out. Like there were some buildings here, and then they disappeared as I got closer. I'll have to watch back the video. It happened really fast, so I'm not sure exactly what I saw, but it seemed like I saw something weird there. Oh, speak of the devil, there's a starborn ship landing to cause me grief. I need to look at the quest in a minute here because it just updated to something weird. Alright, so here's the abandoned mine. Filled with Varun, zealots, and turrets. That's fun. So what did this say? I found where my targets are holding up, excuse me. I now need to find that equipment and take it for Dennis. Obtain 5 items, a barrow knife. Wait, do I have the right thing? Oh, personal atmosphere. That's not what we want. I want sense star stuff on so it makes it easier to target these guys in the dark. Look at that heat leech on top of the building. That's so funny. Just dealt with so many heat leeches.
Do you ever wonder how humans might have developed differently had our homeworld had gravity this low?
Yeah, interesting philosophical thought, Andrea. Not really the time or place, but... I'm being hit with some sort of radioactive rounds by the Maroon Zealots. It's messing me up pretty good. I also can't seem... I seem to be too far up above them to use sense star stuff. I think I'll just pop on down. We're definitely, you know, like way over level for this anyway, so... No, I don't know if Andrea's gonna have some sort of... like, feel some sort of way about us killing all these Varun Zealots, but... I assume she'll be fine with it. Oh, see, they killed all the miners here. Jerks. Did I kill anyone else? Oh, there's a few bodies. Okay. Make sure I loot everything here. Get all my Varun loot. I really don't need to be collecting the Varun armor and stuff anymore. I may just discard it all in a minute, but for now we'll just grab everything to save time. Oh, did I loot both of these bodies? I think I might have missed one of the two. No, I guess we're all set. Before I go in there, looks like my objective's actually over here, so we're not even going to bother with that building. We're going to be a little laser focused here so that we don't get too sidetracked. I will take med packs and stuff though. Now this is one of those cookie cutter layouts that I've seen this exact layout for an abandoned mine before, so I do know my way through here, so we're just going to sort of speed run this.
Always worth checking. Never know what you might find in the pockets.
God, it's hard to see in this cave. Let's get my light going too. Yeah, they're using some sort of radioactive rounds on me, and it's like chipping away my health bar. Oh, these were Argos miners. That makes me sad. Startled me there, Varun. I thought I killed someone over here. Oh, here we go. God, what was that scream? Dear God. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go ahead and pick this. There's probably a way to get through this to this other section of the. Whoops, that was a mistake. No, let's just undo. There we go, that's better. Now it looks like whatever radioactive buildup I was getting reset, which is nice. There's the big boy balloon. The super elite. Took them out. It's weird, there was like low grav on this planet, but once I got in this cave, it seems like, yeah, I'm on 1G now. I'm not sure if that's a bug or like an intentional. Sorry, I'm pretty sure I just shot Andrea. I'm a little too trigger happy. She'll forgive me, it's okay.
Cowards.
I like how I was like, oh, I know the layout of this cave, so we're just gonna beeline it for the thing, but I'm like already a little turned around. In fact, looks like my objective is potentially right here. There's the 5 barrel knives right there. Perfect. Bring Dennis 5 items, barrel knife. We're done. We're ready, right? We can do that. You cannot fast travel during Yeah. Okay, fine. I'm pretty sure it won't let me fast travel from this location regardless. This, I know from clearing this sort of layout before that this cave extends quite a bit further back, but I have no desire to explore this further, so we're just gonna beeline it out of here. Where'd you come from? There's usually some good stuff in here, but no. As you all know, we're beyond the end game now. I can resist some of my loot goblin urges to focus on the stories that we're going to explore. So we're just going to leave behind all the remaining enemies and loot in there and return to our friendo Dennis with the good news. You cannot... Well, what is it saying to me now? You cannot fast travel during combat, which I'm apparently still in. That's lovely, and potentially bugged. I mean, Andrea looks like she still thinks we're in combat also, so... Maybe we really are still in combat, I don't know. There's an enemy out here. Let me see if maybe killing this enemy will get me out of combat. Oh look, another barrel knife. A bonus for our friend Dennis here. Oh, there's another red mark on my radar. Where's that at? Let's kill all the enemies on the outside here. 2 more red markers. Oh, they're in this building. Well, I don't want to mess with that. Let's see if it'll let me go back now. You cannot fast travel during combat. Okay. I think that's bugged. We're probably going to have to return to our ship. I mean, maybe it's not bugged because they are saying show yourself. I think the gravity inside that mine was definitely bugged because look, now that we're on the surface of this moon, we're at 0.13 grav. Probably just a consequence of them reusing the template for that abandoned mine about 100 times. Which, to be clear, I mean, I don't blame Bethesda, like, so many points of interest in this game. If they didn't reuse some of them, they didn't do cookie cutters, the amount of work that would have, I mean, this game would have been delayed by another 10 years for them to, like, make everything unique, so I'm not mad. I'm not disappointed. I already gave my thoughts on this game a couple videos ago when I finished the game out and the credits were rolling. If you want to know my general opinion of the game, go back and watch that. But a generally positive opinion of this wonderful game. All right, back to see our friendo. I wonder how many missions he has for us to do. We're about to find out if there's a third one.
Just because the governor's office is right out there on the main level.
Well, then, what
The
can I do
second
you
time
for?
I've heard that. Let me see if I can find the office of the governor real quick. I've never actually taken a hard look. I just want to poke my head in a few nooks and crannies here. That's the bar. I mean, I feel like I've done a generally good job looking around here, but I don't know that I've ever been in the quote-unquote governor's office.
I know we're supposed to clean up vandalism.
If you need a little, you know, touch-up, I'm happy to help.
I don't know if I've ever talked to you, Dr. Adigwe.
We all want to look our best. Am I right?
Do you get a lot of business in Cydonia? Of course.
You'd be surprised, I think. There are many dangerous jobs on Mars. Mining, military training, manufacturing. As such, there are sometimes accidents. Therefore, it stands to reason there is a lot of reconstructive surgery to be done after the other doctors and surgeons do their work. The work being done here at...
Oh, right, this is an enhance. I think I've actually gotten that dialogue from him before also. So this is Reliant Medical.
Well, I hope you never need it. But come to me if you need medical attention.
All right, Dr.
I keep
Flynn, have we
telling
spoken
myself,
before?
next,
We have.
take
I've
care.
done all those dialogues before. Excellent. Good to know. Just wanted to make sure, because... Friendo!
Who put that mask? You and me, friendo. Stick together and we're going to make it big someday. You'll see.
I love this dialogue option with all my being. So, what's the difference between a buddy and a friendo exactly?
Hey, how to explain without making offense? Friendo is more for people I do not know, but wish to know better, like a customer or someone like you. A buddy is someone I know for a long time. Maybe one day you will be my buddy when I tell others about you, but it takes some time.
I hope we get there, Dennis. I hope we get to the buddy level of relationship. And maybe this will help with that. I've got the equipment you asked for here.
Hey, I hope it wasn't too much trouble. Show
Nah,
me,
just some
and I'll
Varun
just
It's no
take
big
them
deal.
off your hands. Oh, this is better than I expected. I'll need to do a little work to get them in sellable condition, but this is good. Thank you. If you ever want to
sure
do
thing.
another run for me, I can always use more stock.
Yeah, is this just like a perpetual... Well, he gave me some nifty stuff, a lot of money for those like 5 knives I brought him.
Matt
Kind of weird.
would like
Looking
to
for
join
deals on
Sidonia
off-world
in
goods?
celebrating
Your
over
new friend Dennis will hook you
275
up.
years of living on Mars. The United Colonies are proud to support the citizens of Sidonia.
Just waiting till the annoying announcement ends before I talk to Dennis some more. I came back to ask if you had any more work.
I won't say no to you. I would definitely appreciate your equipment acquisition services again.
Sure, you can count on
Then
me.
I will get you the location of these people and their cache of equipment. Thank you. I am looking forward to your return.
Refurbished goods. So, this is another refurbished goods mission for Dennis. I don't know how many of these missions he gives. I don't know if it's like the missions I did for the Gal Bank guy, where he gives me like 5 of them and then he's like, no more missions. Or if this is just infinite missions. So I think I'm going to put a pin in that for now. We'll continue to do Dennis's missions on and off as we proceed through the rest of the faction quests. But I think it's time to get back to what we were doing for Ryujin. Time to return to Ularu and give her the good news about... God, I've already forgotten the name of the project. Project Dominion, right there in the quest description. I've obtained the data on Project Dominion. I need to return to Ularu Chen at Ryujin Tower in Neon to give her the information.
You know, I tried Aurora once. I did not enjoy the experience.
I've got the wrong quest selected. There we go. Sorry for spinning around like a chicken with my head cut off. I was just like, I don't remember which direction to go, and it is not showing me. I mean, it was 50-50, but why run one way, just have to run back the other way? I'm sure I would have guessed wrong. To the executive offices we go. No need to even stop in ops. We're moving on up in the world.
I've been waiting here for ages.
Looks like we're just heading straight back up to her office. Fortunately, we've already chatted with everyone here, and I don't think they're going to have new dialogue, so let's just get right to it. Going to do a quick little save first. I'm not sure if I need to check in with her secretary again, but we're going to try just walking straight in.
Keep out of my way, and I'll keep out of yours.
Ularu.
Well, that took longer than expected. I hope whatever information Simon had was worth it.
See, I wonder if I just bribed him and come back with the information, if she still would have said it took longer than expected. I wonder if I hadn't done those side quests, if she would have still said that. I have a feeling that that dialogue happens no matter how you handle the mission. She's just one of those bosses, you know. It was fast and efficient, and I can stand up for myself. Yeah, I just saved my game. Let's see what this does. It was fast. I was fast and efficient, and you know it.
You've got a little spark in you. I like it. Now, let's see if what Mr. Rychek found was worth all the fuss. Give me a moment to run a decryption. Let's see. Got the key, deciphering, and done. Well, well, well. Looks like our friend Simon wasn't joking. This is a sales initiative for Project Dominion. It's not an Infinity LTD design. It's one of ours. They didn't even bother to scrub the name, meaning someone never thought they'd get caught. Come
Oh,
with me.
interesting.
Masako needs to hear about this.
Interesting. First of all, I love that she liked me standing up for myself, so we'll definitely keep that choice.
Don't wander into any restricted areas.
Second of all, any qualms I had about this are immediately gone because they stole the you know, they did the corporate espionage first, and we're just, oh, we're actually walking into this office now. Holy crap. So this was the inaccessible door before. I thought it would maybe be my future office, but it sounds like there's actually someone's office here. I think this is the head of security or something like that. I don't know. I'm sure we're about to find out whose office this is. But nifty. So they did some corporate espionage. We did some corporate espionage back. We found out about their corporate espionage, which I'm finding is a bit of a tongue twister. Let's just proceed. The world of corporate intrigue is never ending.
Ularu?
Hey, Em.
What is this about? Who is this?
Oh, Masako, I think, is the CEO, the big boss here at Ryujin. How cool that we're finally meeting her.
This is our latest junior operative. I sent him on an assignment to rendezvous with an informant. But here's the real news. Infinity Ltd. has gotten their hands on Project Dominion.
Impossible.
Not only that, they're trying to sell it under their own name.
Of course they are. We need fines to investigate this immediately. Since you found this information, I am trusting you to help investigate. You see, Project Dominion is confidential. It requires a high security clearance to even know it exists. If Infinity Ltd. has obtained any information on it, that means we have a very well-connected mole within our corporation.
Understood, ma'am. I'll root out the mole and make them pay. I'm not going to ask this, but I really want to ask this, but I have a feeling she's going to respond negatively to me asking. My curiosity has gotten the best of me. I have to click it. What exactly is Project Dominion?
I suppose, since we're trusting you in this investigation, I can give you some details.
Oh, nice. We are going to get some details.
Project Dominion is our latest advancement in neuroamp technology. Our current neuroamps are all external devices, but Project Dominion would be the first surgically implanted internal neuroamp on the market. The project itself was nearing completion, which is why exposing the mole is of utmost importance. We can't allow any more research to fall into their hands.
That's so interesting. So, I mean, I've had random NPC dialogues where I walk up to an NPC and they see the neuroamp on my face and they say, "Don't you dare try any of that neuroamp crap with me." So it really is a detriment to the use of the neuroamps for them to be so obvious and visual on your face like they are. So this is actually really interesting, like, advancement in that technology, sort of a natural next step. We can't allow the mole to get their hands on any more information.
Exactly. I want you to go see Dalton Fines, our chief security officer. I'll send him the details. You've brought an enormous security violation to our attention, so I trust your help in any way possible. And
of course,
you.
Ma'am.
Some operatives may have seized this as an opportunity for extortion. It's good to know your loyalty lies with us.
Of course, ma'am.
So much for any faith in our security team.
Yeah, Laura, you have any commentary on this?
Dalton's going to be on the job hunt if he can't figure this one out.
Ah, the lovely Miss Amada. How can I help?
Cut the crap, Dalton. I'm sending an operative your way, along with some files to your computer.
I'll be ready.
Not for this one, but I trust you'll get it done.
Well, it's interesting. By hanging out in her office, we actually got to
trust you
hear
and
her
Dalton
make the
will
call.
take care of this.
I mean, while we're in here. Alright, she doesn't have anything special on her. She doesn't have an actual computer I can access. Do you have any more dialogue? If I try talking to you again?
We haven't had a security breach like this in years, and never on my watch.
Well, I can chat her up. I don't know how much she'll appreciate me asking these questions, but how did you become CEO?
I was elected CEO when my predecessor, Itaru Saito, was proving to be incompetent. He was jeopardizing our relationships with both the Freestar Collective and Benjamin Bayou, which would have made doing business extremely difficult for Ryujin.
Why does that name ring a bell, Itaru Saito? I feel like there was maybe an email on my direct boss's computer from Itaru. I'm going to go check that out again after I'm done. This is a dumb question, so I'm not going to ask it. What was Itaru Saito doing?
We caught hostile operatives with Ryujin Tech a while back and linked them to the Freestar Collective's Council of Governors. Saito was enraged. He wanted more than the usual compensation from the Freestar Collective. He wanted the truth. When the truth was refused, he went after Bayou, accusing him of knowingly condoning the Council's actions. The compensation should have been enough. To this day, I can only speculate on why the truth was so important.
I'm going to replay that because I feel like I may have not understood that completely.
We caught hostile operatives with Ryujin
Hostile operatives with Ryujin Tech
and linked them to the Freestar Collective's Council of Governors.
So the Council of Governors was like,
he wanted more than the usual compensation from the Freestar Collective.
Illegitimately or something like that.
Truth. When the truth was refused,
Saito was trying to get to the bottom of it, but they were just trying to
accusing him of knowingly
which
condoning
is SOP, I guess.
The compensation.
Okay, I get it. Thank you, Masako. What's the Council of Governors? Another dumb question I'm not going to ask. Ryujin should be independent of both. I mean, facts, but he sounds like he was creating a lot of risk for
Indeed,
Ryujin.
he was. I felt he left me no choice but to propose his removal, and the others nominated me as his successor.
Ooh, even more questions here. So you run Ryujin Industries?
I've been the CEO of Ryujin Industries for over 10 years now. I've also been lucky enough to continue and grow its success since I took the position.
Is there anything I need to know about Dalton Fiennes?
Dalton is our chief security officer. He oversees everything. Employees, network, information, even the tower itself. Since I promoted him, we've decreased our security breaches by 96%. Only a handful of competitor operatives have set foot in the building, and our physical security was able to quickly subdue them.
Do you have any thoughts on who the mole might be?
Ryujin has many enemies outside of the corporation. To be an enemy within and avoid detection takes a certain amount of skill that only so many of our employees possess. I do have suspicions, but feel it's too early to say at this time.
Okay, that's fair. I'm curious if it's my boss Saito. I definitely am going to go... Or, sorry, not my boss Saito. My boss Imogen.
Pay attention.
Jeannie, as she's affectionately called. I'm definitely going to go back and scope out her computer again in the light of this new revelation to see if there's anything interesting there. I know she's also like standing in for the person who's supposed to be my boss, who's like stepped away from the company for some personal reason, so that might be related to it. I unfortunately don't remember much about that plot point. It was sort of brushed over earlier in this faction quest, and it didn't register in my brain as something important, so I haven't retained it. Just vestiges of it, if you will. What's the significance of an internal neuroamp? I think I've already sort of mentioned what I suspect the significance is, but I'm
Well?
curious on the CEO Masako's take.
Neuroamps make some people nervous because they can enhance your ability to influence others. But with the external appearance, people can always be aware of those who have them and may be using them. An internal neuroamp would be unnoticeable. Should it be used to influence someone, that person would be none the wiser.
Yeah, so basically exactly what I said. I'm curious about this. This is something, I mean, we kind of know, but not really. How do neuroamps let you influence others?
Our latest line of neuroamps were created to help with the user's self-image. They can boost confidence and the ability to communicate and think critically. Those types of improvements in competency can easily help influence others.
Oh, that's really interesting. So they don't actually exert any sort of external influence. They just exert an internal influence and an internal amplification, if you will, that helps with external influence as a result. So we have a safe here, Master Lock safe. I'm not going to bother to go into that. Another Best Product Award. Actually, maybe I will bother to go into that. It is in the CEO's office that I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get back into later. Let's give it a try. I just don't want to waste too much time because Master Locks can be a pain in the patootie. I think I'm doing well, though. This is looking good. Yeah, we've got a 1 left. Guess we're in.
Shame.
Bullets, some credits, a neurojack. Nothing worth really stealing from here. I'll take the credits since I bothered to hack in
Just
there.
break it open.
Shame we cannot just break it open. Yeah, true, Andrea, true. They don't have in-universe crowbars, unfortunately.
Ryujin CEO is no joke in the boardroom.
I kind of forget what it wants us to do now. Oh, we have to go talk to him in his office, right? But before I do that, I do want to head back down to Imogen's computer. I'm really curious. I feel like I got some tea when I hacked into her computer, and I want to see if it's relevant to what we're doing right now with the mole. This won't take but a minute. Genie girl, looks like I'm no longer working with you, really, which is a shame. I like you as a character, but maybe you're the mole, so who knows. No, I mean... I went to lunch with Uwaru yesterday, and it was strange. I could sense something was off, but she denied it, refused to tell me, as usual. I wonder what's up with her. It wasn't like her usual moods, where she's questioning herself and her abilities. Is Lane trustworthy? I know Yuka's been telling Lane all sorts of confidential information. Lane is pretty clean, according to his files. And if anyone can get a beat on someone, it's Yuko. Guess we all need a sounding board. I took a peek inside her own files, and no surprise, she has an eye on him at all times. I don't get her obsession with watching us. Maybe Lane is the mole. I thought I saw something in here. I thought she had, like, emails on the computer. Maybe it was someone else's computer I saw that on. Maybe the security guy I'm about to go talk to was the guy who had the emails on his computer I'm thinking of. Well, let's get to it and find out.
They know how to make a client feel welcome up here.
Yeah, before we talk to him... Messages. Yeah, Masako Imada, isn't that the name? No, Masako's the CEO. No, I was just imagining things. I don't remember where I thought I saw the things I thought I saw. We're just gonna have to move on. Dalton.
Good, you're here. So, thanks to your work in Sidonia, I'm told someone here has leaked information on Project Dominion to our adversaries at Infinity Ltd. A mole within the company means a failing in my department.
We're initiating Security Directive Theta, which means a full sweep of every employee in this building, Masako and myself included.
Sounds sensible. Investigating yourself? How is that trustworthy?
Directive Theta allows for a third party to conduct the sweep. This way, the results can be objective.
Maybe that third party is the mole. Maybe their goal was to trigger this so that they could get even more intel. I don't know. I'm thinking like a paranoid conspiracy theorist at this point. Don't worry, we're going to take care of it.
We certainly are. Directive Theta has one unique case, and that's Ularu Chen. The directive calls for a specialized programmer known as Nix to investigate her. But
oh yeah, I've
need
heard
your
Nix referenced
assistance
before.
For an unusual assignment.
Interesting. I don't know where I've heard it before, but at least a few different NPCs in a few different quest lines have mentioned Nix as being like this top tier hacker that everyone goes to when you really need specialized work done. Why is Ularu a special case?
Ularu has the ability to thwart any investigation, so it's imperative she knows nothing about this directive. Her knowledge and talents are why she's the chief of operations. So she is the best equipped to evade detection.
I see. Yeah, see this, I kind of feel like this is true. I'm going to say this and see if he lets me do it instead of Nix, because that'd be really interesting. Opening this investigation to a third party is too... I mean, I'm really interested in meeting Nix, but... opening this investigation to a third party is too risky.
The risk is necessary, and heavily mitigated. Nix will be giving you a program to run on Ularu's computer that will pull any data needed to prove her guilty or innocent. Your job is to infiltrate Ryujin Tower as an anonymous outsider in order to run this program completely off the books. This means your keycard will be turned off, and the security guards in the building will consider you to be trespassing.
Oh goodness. The security guards won't recognize me?
We employ over 100 members of our security team who rotate floors and shifts. It's possible you'd be recognized, but even so, my orders will be strict. Authorized security personnel only. And you certainly won't qualify, making you an immediate suspect.
What happens if I get caught?
If you get caught, the guards will follow standard procedure and lock you up in a cell for questioning. Provided you don't provoke them. And I strongly advise against provoking them. These are your
sounds
fellow
like we've
employees.
got an interesting stealth mission
We want
coming
this
up.
to go as smoothly as possible.
Yeah, you got it, man. I'm looking forward to infiltrating my own place of work.
At least one of us is. In the meantime, I'll ensure all non-essential employees, Ularu included, have left the building, claiming routine security maintenance. During that time, I'll be unlocking access to the tower's ventilation system, which you can utilize to help avoid detection. I'm also issuing you a disruptor, which should help in avoiding casualties should a worst-case scenario turn up.
Interesting. How is Ularu not going to be suspicious? Security maintenance?
Ularu
Really?
doesn't know about Directive Theta, but she'll fully expect a building closure while we investigate. As far as she knows, it's standard procedure, one that she no doubt has already made accommodations for. This is why we're bringing in a third party. She won't be expecting to go up against Neon's best. And it's also why secrecy is of utmost importance. Not even our own security detail can know, in case the information leaks.
Yeah, I think when I was doing the Crimson Fleet quest line and I infiltrated Generdyne Industries, my contact from the Crimson Fleet, Estelle, I think? Right, Estelle, said that she's paid good money to Nyx to get the virus that I implanted in Generdyne's systems to steal information from Generdyne, and then Benjamin Bayou confronted me and immediately quashed that plan, but I think that was another time that Nyx was mentioned. It's too bad I can't go back and ask him if Nyx is really trustworthy, but I feel like he implied in his response to the thing I did ask, or the thing I did say, that that it's saying, it's a well thought out plan. I'm gonna ask what's the disruptor. I kind of know it's like a non-lethal weapon I can use. We're gonna try to not have to engage in combat at all. We're gonna try and be really stealthy, but I do want to hear what he says in response to this question, and then I'll say I'll be careful.
It concerns me that you don't know. A disruptor is a non-lethal weapon. Our subsidiary, Arboron, makes an excellent one that I'll be issuing you. It will stun your target, giving you a chance to get away, but you'll only have so much time before the effects wear off.
Okay, man. I'll be careful, don't worry.
We will make a concerted effort to avoid direct conflict, as much as possible.
Good. No one can know about this, not even our own guards. So stealth will be of utmost importance. In
Absolutely.
fact, as much as I appreciate the words of your associate here, you may be better off heading in alone. Any precautions to mitigate risk should be taken. You'll meet Nyx at Madame Sauvage's place. He knows Directive Theta has been enacted.
Alright, Madame Sauvage has got it. That's so funny because I was about to say that even though Andrea's like, we're going to try and be careful, I was about to say I'm not bringing Andrea because every time I try and do a stealth mission with her, it just goes horribly. They always catch her while I'm being like a perfect stealthy boy. She gets caught, so I was like, I'm for sure going to leave her behind, but then he was like, I recommend you leave her behind. Like, yeah, we will be doing that for sure. So we gotta go meet Nyx at Madame Sauvage's place first. Andrea can certainly tag along for that bit. Let's go talk to Nyx, shall we?
I went to chef school. This ain't exactly.
I like how all the shady stuff in Neon happens at Madame Savage's place. Uh-oh.
Ebbside's a bad place for tourists these days.
Oof, thought my game might have crashed, but looks like we're okay. Just a very long, awkward loading screen.
I'll never leave Neon. For someone in my business, there's no better place.
Take it easy.
Ah, the famous Nyx. Look at his fancy laptop. Hacker laptop. Nice to meet you, Nyx.
You got an appointment? Because if not, consider this area reserved.
You conduct business out of a bar?
Only when I meet someone for the first time. I
Yeah,
like
that's
to meet
fair.
strangers in public for safety reasons. I'm sure you
Yeah,
get
that's
it.
fair.
So why not
I
in
do
my
get it, I
favorite
do.
bar?
I'm here on Ryujin's behalf for Directive Theta.
Oh yeah, Dalton's little errand runner.
Hey
I've
now,
written up a
I'm
program
a
just
very
for the
skilled
occasion,
operative.
but as Ryujin knows, it's yours for either a price or a favor.
Oh. Ooh. Let's, Let's start with trying to negotiate down the price. I'm pretty sure that price is negotiable.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's not.
Ooh, I've got a negotiation one. I'm sure Ryujin is already paying you extremely well.
It is a really nice amount of credits. Maybe I am getting a little greedy here.
There must be some way we can both win here.
That's what I'm hoping.
I'm sure we can work something out.
I'm glad you understand the position I'm in here.
Now we're getting somewhere.
I'm trying to be reasonable here. Alright, you win. No wonder Ryujin hired you.
So now it's just 1,000 credits, or I can do a favor for him. I mean, you know, it's one of those things. 1,000 credits is nothing. But I'm really curious what his favor is, so let's hear
While
it.
you're snooping around in the tower, I just need you to hit up one more workstation on the way. It's Camden Chose. Just run the same program on the slate I'll give you, and you're good. It's that simple.
Ooh, I don't think so. I'm here for, what's the significance of Camden Cho? I guess I'll ask first before denying him.
That's between me and another client. But
Me
you
and
can bet if
another
someone wants
client?
something
I don't
in
like
old
that at
Camden,
all.
It's not because they like him.
I don't think so. I'm here for Ryujin, not
It
against
seems
it.
prudent to focus on one thing at a time and not become entangled in other matters.
Oh, Andrea
Suit
likes
yourself.
that.
So why don't we get back to that payment?
Right, fine.
A
Here's your money.
pleasure, as always. Your job is simple. Just run this little beauty on Ularu Chen's computer, and the program will take care of the rest. Once you're done, bring the slate back to me at my place. Whatever encryption Ularu has is bound to take some real work, more than my little setup here can handle.
Okay. Good, I wouldn't trust the security here anyway.
It's nice to see you know more than just sneaking around and talking a good game. Here's the slate. I'll be waiting.
Alright, so I feel like this is confirmation that I'm right. Like, this is not something we should be trusting to a third party. I don't think Nyx is trustworthy. He's clearly running jobs for other clients, some of which are going against Ryujin's best interest. Wouldn't surprise me if Nyx himself is the mole. Yo, look at this! Space Frog has made it all the way to Neon.
You're in the right place, baby. Everyone knows
This is so cool.
Neon's premier social
Space Frog's becoming famous.
Come on in. Enjoy some
I mean, I didn't hang that up there. Someone came here and put that up. That's so cool.
velocity
sorry for like freaking out, but like I'm the space frog from outer space, something in your face.
Doing it that way, if they're just going to change it.
Well, you know what they say.
I loved that little side quest they did with the space frog. It made me very happy. So I'm glad to see like little Easter eggs of space frog, especially that SSNN announcement about, or the like Cydonia, the Cydonia PSA about space frog. That like made my life. Made me so happy. So what do we got going on now? Find a way into Ryujin Tower. Okay. It looks like my way in is up here. Sort of like a back entrance, which is pretty... Wait, what is this? Button? Oh. Oh, that's turning... Wow, crazy. I thought I'd be going in through this vent. But no, it's like... Oh, man, look at this. Ah, this is some serious Mission Impossible shit going on here. Bum ba bum 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 bum. Yeah, and again I say Mission Impossible, but then I launch right into some James Bond theme.
If you have the time.
Yeah, and just so Andrea wants to speak to me again, which is great. That's also blind now. I didn't advance her relationship quest beyond where I already have it in the lost footage, so that'll be something new as well. We'll definitely have a chit chat with Andrea. Right, so this is a loading screen door, so perfect. So we're going to tell Andrea. I do want to talk to Andrea. Maybe I'll talk to Andrea right now, actually.
I have something I wanted to say. But I confess I am afraid of how you will react.
If it's that bad, maybe you shouldn't say anything. The only thing that matters to me is that I can count on you. I'd rather talk about this. No, nothing would... nothing would change my opinion of you.
I am reluctant to put that to the test. But it is necessary that we are honest with each other. I know that you said you prefer to be surrounded by others, unlike me. But Constellation means something to us both. And I must be honest about why. The little I have spoken of my history has been nothing but truth. I worked with smugglers. I have caused my share of pain and suffering.
Yeah, she's been...
What I have left out...
beating around the bush.
Until now... is that all of that was done on behalf of House Varun. My people. My family.
Yeah, Andrea, we kind of already know. House Varun? What's that? No, just playing. Do you remember if that cult is kind of mean? Explain to me how this makes any sense, kind of mean. I thought House Varun had vanished. Kind of ignorant. If that were coming from anyone else, I'd think it was a joke. I think this is the least objectionable response, so let's give it. I thought House Varun had vanished.
They have retreated from open relations with the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective, but they still exist.
I mean, yeah,
I was born in the great city of Dazra and raised with the teachings of Jinan Varun. I underwent the rite of Krejar when I came of age. I am of the promised, those who know the truth of the Great Serpent and his inevitable return.
Oh, so much awesome war drops in that one line of dialogue. Some planet that we've never heard of, or presumably in a star system that's not part of the Starfield that we can travel. Some sort of rite of passage when people come of age. She's one of the people that's heard like the true teachings or something like that. All super interesting. I really hope that all gets expanded upon if I continue with her quest. I'm sure it won't, because everything with House Varun has been sort of a big disappointment. But I'm really glad we're finally getting some juicy details. I hope this isn't one of those "now I have to kill you" scenarios.
Have I lost your interest?
I have definitely not lost my interest, Andrea, but be patient with me. By the way, I've been calling her Andrea like the whole game. I realize her name's Andreja. It's hard to say Andreja. I'm gonna try to say Andreja more often. I almost feel like the other NPCs call her Andrea, and maybe like the J is kind of silent. But we'll try to call her Andreja from now on. Andreja, I can't believe you didn't tell me this until now. No. That sounds really impressive.
Thank you. I doubt many would see it that way. There is a reason I am only just revealing this now. Several years ago, I intercepted requests from Constellation to access Varun's space, speaking only of exploration. I was sent to infiltrate Constellation, posing as a former smuggler looking for a new purpose in life.
Ah, double agent. So you lied. That makes you sound like an undercover agent. I thought there was more than you. Excuse me, I thought there was more to you than you let on. We're just going to try to be very positive about this whole conversation, because I think that'll set her, will put her at ease. I've always wanted to meet a spy.
I am pleased to have fulfilled that wish for you, I suppose. But certainly not everyone shares that view. Several weeks after I arrived, I attempted to access secure records within Constellation's archives. Vladimir and Sarah were waiting for me.
You got caught, huh? If it were me, I wouldn't have been caught, I can say with my stealth skill, but that's kind of rude. They didn't trust you. Seems like a good call on their part. That's mean also. That must have been a surprise. They weren't as gullible as you'd hoped. You're still here, so it couldn't have been that bad. Yeah, let's say that must have been a surprise.
Quite an understatement. I was horrified. My failure would be reported to the High Council, and the penalty would be severe.
Oh, woof. House Varun does not sound very accepting of failure. What information are you sending to House Varun?
The history of Constellation, where expeditions are sent, data on star systems House Varun has not explored, some information on their members and goals. As you have seen, there is relatively little that would be considered classified.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. So you're actually a double agent. I'm guessing you haven't told anyone else this. House Varun knows about the artifacts then.
They do not. I have, for now, kept that information to myself.
All right, good girl.
You and I have spent so much time together. It has been increasingly difficult to keep this from you. And I am sorry for that.
It's
Telling
okay,
you this
Andreja. I'm glad
violates
you're
so many
opening
of
up
the
to me now.
orders I was given. But it was the right thing to do. I can feel that.
Well, I appreciate you opening up to me. That's really nice. You didn't trust me with any of this. This is hard. That's hard to accept. Oh, come on. You're still just Andreja as far as I'm concerned.
You have no idea what a relief that is.
She liked that.
Thank you for trusting me.
Yeah, no problem. Well, that was nice.
You have my attention.
But Andreja, I know we just had a really nice moment there, but I think you need to head back to the ship because this is a stealth mission and you, like, I mean this in the nicest way possible, you are a liability.
You will be lost without me, but as you wish.
Oh, she's starting to flirt a little bit, I think. We might actually be getting somewhere with her. Alright, time to infiltrate my own company on a super stealthy mission that is sure to be a ton of fun, but I think this is a great organic stopping point for this video. Thank you everyone for watching. As always, I hope everyone's just having a fantastic day. Between videos, I'm going to be able to troubleshoot some of the sound issues, so hopefully we won't have to worry about that going forward. Yeah, that's all I had to say. Have a great one.